Hey guys, Nick Green here with another video. Today we're going to talk about how to break down our lifting data. Now we do have a lot of programs that are out there, but sometimes when we see them, they're not as, let's say, granular as we need them to be. So I kind of have three questions here that's good to go over. And really it's all about, we have general data that we can start with, and we want to really drill it down to getting specific. So I got three questions. Did you show up? Right, that could be a good start. I just need to get in there and start working on the reps, right? Second question, what was I supposed to lift, right? What did the program call for? And then step three, what did I really lift? And so as we look at the spreadsheet here, so we look at, shout out to the folks at the website, All Things Gym. Let me turn my timer off here. They have, I'm not endorsing any one specific program or routine, but they have just, a basic program based on your 1 rep maxes here at the top. Enter your squat, if it's 400, you'll see all the numbers change, things like that. But for demonstration purposes, it's good to just see, okay, 80, this means that's 80% of the 1 rep. And down, you can kind of see it's a very basic program, build up to 85, 90, 100, and this is in week, 100%, and then you start going above that max, depending on where you're at. So this is good, and most programs, not to pick on All Things Gym, most programs have this, 80% times 2 by 6. That could be 2 sets of 6, 3 sets of 6, and that's what it looks like, 5 by 5. So you're going to do 2 sets of 6 repetitions. So that's great. You can check a box and say, yes, like this, or we could break it down even better, and that's the whole purpose of this video. So look at the tab here. Okay, that's just an extra one that came with that spreadsheet, but this is what I made here, and so we'll kind of get into this. So here I put down my actual lifts here. So 250 squat, bench 215, deadlift 365. Hooray for me, right? So the difference here, the key is to look at, okay, this is the rep scheme. Is that 80% here? We can see that up here. 80%. We just want to separate that. 80% of the rep here, right? That's 80% of that. Now let's take out the sets and the reps, and we get a total volume that kind of gets at how much work that we're doing. And so we can kind of see compliance variables here. Do we do that? We could mark all these green if we wanted to. What am I doing here? Oh, it's blocked because it's a shorter window. You could just mark them yellow. You can mark them green, saying, "Yep, I did it." Or maybe you can't do it. Or maybe you didn't do it, and you could just, "Oh, we didn't do those reps." But even then, I don't know. Did I not do all the reps completely? How many reps did I do? And that's where the benefit of looking at your sets and reps in different columns will help you out. So we have weights and reps, and so I like to look at volume, just kind of get a crude estimate of how much work we're doing. So if we look at week 1, this is all day 1, we lift to 10,752 pounds. Not bad, right? But what you do then, if we're on the top, then we look at day 2, day 3, we look at separating that, and eventually what we get to is, swipe over, we could just look at, did we complete all those movements, right? Did we do the 3 exercises? Did we do what were they here? Back squat, bench and deadlift. Did we do the movements? Yes, okay. That's a great start. We look at the volume, right? Day 1, day 3, we can see it's, our squat on day 1 was here, day 2 was higher, day 3, we can start to see the patterns of the volume, right? So by, you can see just the differences here with squatting, day 1, benching day 1, deadlift day 1. These are just higher because these are just higher totals there. So we get there, so that's a good start. But now the extra layer that we look at is, okay, these are situations, again, now let's break down. This is under the when it's all good category. That's when you're hitting every single rep. So if we know we hit 1 set times 6, what's 1 set times 6? I just broke it down even more specific. So here we just said, I did 2 sets of 6. Okay, really, that's 2 rounds of 1 by 6, correct? So that's the same number, right? This 1072 is going to be the same as this 1072. Okay, we're good to go there. And so that applies all this way, going across the spreadsheet like that. That's great, but sometimes it doesn't all work out. You do miss some lifts. And so now this is where we can start looking at, okay, what's happening as far as the program is going, what's happening as far as the weights, what's happening as far as the reps, right? So let's say day 1, we do squat. Good. 1200, 1200. Bench. Uh-oh, what happened here? Now we're seeing some granularity. We're seeing, maybe that 6th rep on these last 2 sets are becoming a little difficult, right? So we have only 1 set of 5 here and 1 set of 5 here. So now we start to see, we're hitting less weight, the volume's going down. What's happening here? So these are good insights. So if you're the coach, you're the athlete, maybe you're recording your own videos, you can see, what's happening on that set? Did I not rest in between? Did I pick a too high of a weight? I don't know. I'm going to make future videos about this, about all the decisions that go into all of your lifting programs, even your workout programs. This isn't limited to just weightlifting, but weightlifting is easy to figure out because it's very discrete, happens in one place, very easy to control. But it gives you extra insight, and so you have the same deadlift there with those data. So you have 1752, 1752. So again, we have the program. This is everybody, exercise scientists, all the coaches out there. They come up with the programs, but I think what's missing in a lot of programs here is we need to break down that weight, multiply the sets and the reps, and that's all that volume is. Weight times set times reps. And you get that, and that's all about that work. And it starts to highlight when you have all these areas where you made the lifts and all these areas here you did not make the lifts. So, it's all good here. Let's say we made all the sets here. Let's say deadlift, we had a tough day on day 3. Now we're saying, now we can see day-to-day differences, right? Day 3 was harder than day 2. Maybe we didn't take a rest day in between day 3 and 2. They went back to back. Maybe that was a variable. All these little things we can start looking at. What are all those little pieces? Throw some data on it and figure out how to best adjust our programming. So now, let's say day 3 was bad. Maybe we slept bad. Something, we can start picking out key things that are happening. So again, red here, let's say that red is all. Red just means not you did not hit that prescribed repetition. So you got set of 5 here, set of 4, 5. They're all supposed to be 6s. And now what happens here, you can see if you're paying attention to the volume. There's a difference there. In general, most programs, you got to hit that training volume, and that's going to help predict how well you're going to peak and perform and things like that. So the fun thing is now you can look at all those volume data. As we swipe over to my charts, right, we want general. Did you do the workouts? Yep. Okay, volume. Now we're getting a sense of how much training we're doing. But now we can start looking at something called training compliance or training repetitions or success factor. What we have here, this is the prescribed weight and volume and reps. And so I just picked volume for now. We can look at repetitions. Same thing. And this is the actual volume that you lifted. Right? So straight from the spreadsheet. Now we just take actual over prescribed, we get a percentage, and now we start looking at, remember, we hit most of the lifts, most of the repetitions, right? Day 2 was perfect, day 1 was good, day 3, the bottom fell out. We only hit 80% of our repetitions, 80% of our volume, whatever it is, in this case it's volume, and we start to see, something happened here, so, come 3-4 weeks down the road, if a coach is, watching a performance slip, or you're monitoring your own lifting, you're just like, what's happening? Now we can start going back to these individual reps. And this is really why, this is the useful applied science part of looking at your reps, your what's happening on the day-to-day, on the session by session, on the lift by lift, because then you can start narrowing down. Okay, if you just had 3 by 6 here, think about it. 3 by 6, you go to this chart over here, like, I don't know what happened, coach. I got 80%, 3 by 6, and then what, 3 by 6, I missed one lift. Okay, well, let's drill down. Let's take the data. Let's break it down. And this is the extra piece that, I think a lot of people miss. So, getting back into the iPad here, did you show up, right? We're looking at the training compliance, if we just something there. I mean, if that's your goal, just to get to the movements. I mean, if that's the goal, the simple answer is yes. what was I supposed to lift, and this time, we have like the prescribed, volume in this case, prescribed volume, we have prescribed repetitions. Really, I'm saying lift here on the iPad, but it could be movements, whatever the exercise is. Volume, repetitions, could be movements. Right? If you get into this elite CrossFit Games athletes, how many WODs was I supposed to complete? Right? That could be related to volume, but just whatever you want to count. That's all we're doing here. We just got to count what's most important. And then what did I really lift? Right, literally, and that's going to be kind of what did I call it? The actual overprescribed over any of those. So you had, and in my case it was on the volume, it was at 10,408 over 10,752. That turned out to be that 97%. And so, you can see your performance as it maintains over time. And so now, question 4 is like, why does this matter, right? The big thing here is that we want to get from general to specific data. And why is that important? Because when we're giving feedback as coaches, we want to get as specific as possible. What is it about the training day? What is it about the repetition? What is it about the movement, right? All these things. So more specific data allows us to get more specific feedback. As a behavior analyst, that was point 1. Point 2 here, allows us to track behavior. Exercise, fitness, all these things, they're behavior. So when we can behave, either we're doing things right or wrong, we can track how's the form, how's the movement, how's the rest. All these things, all these choices allow us to really hone in on what's happening in the gym or your training setting. And third, compliance can be very difficult depending on if you're a new person or if you're an expert that's an elite athlete that's been out there for a while. Compliance with showing up versus compliance with a very sophisticated program. You might only have to do are you doing these 5 things a day or these 5 things a week? As a beginner, are you showing up? Are you walking, putting their shoes on? And if you're an elite lifter, are you hitting your 5 cycles? Are you hitting your 5 lifting days? Are you hitting your 5 long distance running days? So all these things can be combined in whatever makes the most sense for the athlete. So those are just my kind of general rundown here. So again, just to review, getting with the general data, drilling it down to specific allows us to be more specific and purposeful about our training. As my buddy Polly Gloves might say, we're more deliberate in our coaching. We have more guidance. And the data here allows us to make better decisions when it comes to our coaching behavior. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoy. Keep moving. Comment below. And see you next time.